Hello there, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to a new series of Old World, and I'm going to be playing on a higher difficulty level. I did actually manage to win the last game on Noble difficulty, so we're going to go up one more. It wasn't my best game, it was a very close game. I only won by 2 turns. If I'd have taken any longer, it would have been a loss. I've decided for this one, because we've already played as Egypt, we've played as Carthage, and we've played as Rome. So I'm going to go in this time as Babylonia. Now, I did play as Babylonia in a stream that I started with this game. I didn't get very far through it. As you would expect with Babylonia or Babylon, they are very geared towards science and culture. So I'm still going to try and go for either a victory points win or an ambitions win. Obviously not going to go for a militaristic win, but I will at least attempt to build up an army. But I'm going to try and do more with diplomacy in this campaign, because in the last one some people did point out that I wasn't really playing the people game very much. I was playing the game more like Civ, which is true, but it still worked. But yes, I will try to do more with diplomacy, and I'll try and make sure I've got more orders and stuff like that. So as Babylonia, we start with trapping, we start with administration, we also start with rhetoric. Our unique units are the Akkadian archer and the Cimmerian archer. So we've got 2 different archers, both have a range of 20 hit points. This one has slightly more attack power, and they both have the same movement zone of control. They start with splash 1. Okay, and then we've got the 4 families. So the Kassites give us training. Ranged units start with Sentinel. We've got the Chaldean family, the artisans that give us culture. We've got the Isin that again give us culture for bullion resources and reduced upgrade years for hamlet improvements. And we've got the Amorites that give us science per specialist and science per family seat. And we also get some civics there as well. Don't know which one of these we're going to go for yet, but we'll see how that works out. So let's go on to next. We'll keep everything on the usual random settings, but we're going to go from noble up to the glorious. Map script, we'll just have it on random, I think. Map size medium, everything else default. Let's see how this goes. And hopefully it won't be a terrible, unusable map with an appalling start. I'm not sure why Steam just gave me an achievement for playing a single player game. I have done so before. Okay, so let's found our capital. So here we are. We've already got pearls. That's good. Get some culture going from these and some unique resources. We've got crabs nearby. We've got some goats. Yeah, I think that's decent. I think starting right on the coast is absolutely fine. So who do we want to give this to? If we give this to the hunters, we could get some better ranged units. Camps and nets give 100% output. Well, that's going to be nets, that's going to be nets, that's going to be a camp. So that could be really useful. It'll also give us some iron, some stone, and some lumber. That's great. I also quite like this one that gives us a random technology. And I also like this one that allows us to add multiple roads. I think the one that we probably won't end up with is this one. Although mines and lumber mills do give a 20% output. So that one could be useful. Maybe it will be this one that I won't take. Yeah, I probably won't take the Isin. Multiple roads per year is quite nice. Bullion resources are going to be rare. Yeah, so I think it's probably going to be everything other than Isin. But for this one, I think we should start with the hunters because we want those nets and camps. Ideally, if we can increase our food early on, then we should be able to get the settlers out nice and quickly. So we can go for warriors, we can go for stone cutting. I think we want to go for stone cutting. It's saying ironworking, so we can get warriors, but getting quarries is going to be very important to us. So we're actually going to go for stone cutting first. So we start with a scout, we start with a worker, we start with a slinger. We can build a farm up here. We don't have husbandry yet. I mean, that is a nice farm, but there are better farms up top. I don't see why I should build a farm on the hill. We can get the nets. We could also get the nets here on the fish. That would be really good, getting the nets here. So we're going to do that. That'll be a much better farm. We'll get this one as well. We've got iron close by. Let's have a little bit of a look around with our scout. I'm not entirely sure where we are, but we are close to this thing. So let's go and grab this. First to discover a landmark. And what do we have here? The Chosen Child. In the ruins of a decaying rune-carved temple, your scouts discover a dying priestess and a young child. With her final words, she entreats the scouts to bring you the child, saying he is destined to change the world. Adopt the child as my own, which could change succession. So I do have my own children, or I have no interest in mysterious children. Now, why would we want to do this? We'd lose 4 legitimacy. And it doesn't say that it can lead to future events. So I think we just take the legitimacy boost early on. Have a little bit more of a look around. And then I don't really have any interest in going too far with my military units. Maybe just a little peek. Now we can try and see what's around, but we don't want to go too far away. We don't have the orders to go too far away. We are working on a settler, of course. You do have some movement left, but we don't have any orders, and I don't really want to use any. So we'll end the turn. And our daughter is now old enough to be tutored by courtiers. So let's go for that science. Now then, you're busy working on that. Let's go and use the scout. So we found more coast. We can grab this for nice little early culture boost. Are we all coastal? Ah, there's another site here we want to grab, and a city site. So let's start heading towards that one, because we definitely want to grab that. We do have 1 order left. We haven't met anybody else yet. You do have movement left, so we can move you even closer. Okay. Right, we definitely want to claim this for ourselves. There we go. Wouldn't let me move into it for some reason. And we want to claim this. Our expedition approaches an ancient monument. The structure appears to be the tomb of a great leader. The inscription reads, "Passerby, whoever you may be, I was once king of kings. Grudge me not, therefore, this piece of earth that covers my body. Leave the tomb undisturbed. We become gracious." Gives us 2 charisma, which is an extra for civics per turn. There will be no king but me. Destroy it, which gives us +2 legitimacy. Or let's study their preservation rituals, will give us 50 science. Let's take that science boost. That's stone cutting done. Now we'll do iron working and we'll get the warrior. But I wanted to get stone cutting sort of done and ready. We can still have a little look around, a little looky-do with this guy. That's probably about as far as we want to go in this direction. We do have some orders remaining, but not much I can do with them right now. We have a wife, so I don't think there's too much that we can do in diplomacy. We could tutor our child. So let's go and do that. So doing some of the diplomacy stuff. Okay. Right. We'll save those orders. We'll go on to... I guess I could look out with you a little further. That was worth it for 2 legitimacy. So the city-state now is no longer mine because I'm not standing on it, but I think it'll be fine. He says as somebody else runs in and grabs it on this turn. So Kashaya, which is our daughter, comes to you after studying the text of The Curse of Agade, a fictional account of the fall of Acadia and the death of the king. It is normal for students to transcribe the story into clay stellate. Is that right? Stele? I don't know. As a writing practice, but the work has also sparked philosophical struggle with Kashaya. She asks if the hubris of a queen will really lead to such destruction. As a leader, is it not right to take pride in your nation? If you are strong enough, then pride is not a weakness. She'd become proud. So she'd lose some wisdom, but gain some courage. Or, heed the warnings of the text, the proud become blind and will always fall. Now, we would lose some legitimacy here, but I think having that global wisdom and global discipline is more worthwhile later on. At least it will be. So here's that worker now finished. We could get these nets, and that might be worth doing. I mean, it'll give us a really good boost early on, especially in terms of gold. So let's get these grabbed. I'm going to move you back onto the site there. I just want to have a little look out in this direction because I want to see if there's potentially any enemies that could come and attack us from that way around. I'm not sure if there is. Yeah, I think you are just going to stay there for now. We've got a settler coming, so we'll soon be able to grab that one. In fact, there is the settler. There are only 2 tiles that we can choose from. Is one any better than the other? I mean, this one would give us the elephants. So I think we grab that one, and we'll grab it on the next turn. We don't need to do it right now. You have finished your production. So there are probably a few things that we need to work on. We don't have enough food currently to get another settler. We probably want to get a slinger. The fisher would also be useful as well. Let's start by getting the fisher. It'll spread our borders and we'll be able to get the crabs. It'll also give us more population growth and it will give us more food, which will mean getting settlers and workers later on will be quicker. So that's how I'm going to do that. And the scout can carry on this way for now. Grinning Emissary. The Numidians. A grinning barbarian chief comes before you, bowing with respect. He explains that it is customary among the Numidians to show their prosperity by offering gifts to new acquaintances. How shall we respond? Accept it and feast in their honour. Take the gift and offer one of your own. Or our loyalty cannot be bought. Well, I don't really want to go to war with the Numidians instantly. So we can gain 90 gold and maintain the truce. Or we can give away 40 food. And we'll become humble, which will give us more science and more gold. I think that's worth it. We don't have a lot of food right now. But I think that's okay because we're about to increase that quite significantly. Although we could come over here and take this patch of land. It's quite a nice one because they do have iron. 2 lots of iron actually. But yeah, I don't really have an army for doing that. But we'll definitely keep that one in consideration. We'll grab that on the next turn as well. We've managed to improve the charisma of our daughter. Excellent. So yeah, you are going to move on to this tile because that will grab us the elephants and we're moving out in this way with this city anyway. So we've already got these guys. No, that wasn't the one we have, was it? We had the one that gave us... No, that was the one that we've got. We've already got this one. You've got one city. So this would be a coastal city. Mines and lumber mills. I mean, that could be good because there's quite a few trees here. I think that I said that was the one that I was going to skip. So yeah, it's probably going to be this one. Mines and lumber mills. And look at that. Well, we've got more crabs. Oh, this is going to be a really nice city over here. So we can grab... The crabs will give us food. That'll be... Yeah, let's go and get the fish. Yeah, really good coastal cities here. Nice, nice start. Right, what else have we got? We've got this scout. We want to grab that. While exploring an ancient ruin, your forces come across a group of bandits harassing a man dressed in fine clothing, gallantly but vainly attempting to fight them off. Your group's sudden appearance, shouts and war cries startle the bandits and scatter them. The man bows low, grateful for the timely rescue. He thanks you profusely, explaining that he is a small independent merchant. Had you not arrived when you did, I fear they would have ended me, he says, offering himself and his services to your cause if you will take him in. So agree to take him into our court so we can get a court merchant, or we don't need another merchant in the court, but fund his trade mission so that we might profit. So we can give him 180 gold for a caravan. I think we'll take him in as a merchant for now. So now we have a court merchant. We've still got the scout with some movement left. Yeah, Numidians have got more stuff down here. It might be worth coming and working away along in this direction, actually. We'll have to see how that goes. And now, of course, we've got a city with nothing going on. Do we want to start getting any of these things in? I mean, a forum might be worthwhile. Or so might the festival. Let's start getting the treasuries in. We are, of course, going to want to start getting more military units. We're already running out of stone. The Queen never seems to keep her word and has now become deceitful. This is our daughter. News has reached us that your heir, Kashaya, ignores the lessons of her philosophy masters. The court wishes to invest wisely in Kashaya, but perhaps philosophy is not her calling. How shall we proceed? Discipline her by removing her allowance. She'll lose opinion. Switch the heir's studies to commerce. So she'll lose philosophy student and become a commerce student. Or the tutor is the problem, not the heir. Oh, we can switch her over. The Crossroads. Riding from Babylon to Dilbat for a royal inspection, your party is met at a crossroads by a wizened sorceress. Without moving from her rocky seat, she leans forwards and offers to bless your chances if you tell her your true desire. Will you tell the sorceress your ambition? I know I've had this event before in a previous game, but I don't remember how it turned out. We will build a network of roads and... Oh, it's just the ambition, isn't it? We will build a network of roads and rivers for trade and travel. So control 3 connected cities. That shouldn't become too difficult. We need a well-trained craftsman and specialist. Control 3 specialists. Farmers will make the most of our agriculture. Control 4 farmer specialists. Or I will not take counsel from strangers on the road. I think 3 connected cities is absolutely fine because we've already got 2. So we only need to add 1 more to the network. If we get another coastal city, it'll be absolutely fine. So we are losing a little bit of stone here. It's recommending that for a quarry, but it really isn't a good quarry. I think we just go straight ahead and get the nets here for now. We can buy any stone that we need with the amount of gold we're going to get coming in from these nets. Especially once we get this one over here, so I'm not bothered about that. As for this scout, again, we're very coastal here. I do want to have a little look this way. So now we've met the Thracians. An emissary from the Thracians arrives with a number of servants carrying heavy, stinking sacks. After a series of ever more elaborate threats and warnings, the servants mark the conclusion of her speech by appending their sacks and allowing a large number of severed heads in various states of decay to spill out onto the floor. This, she says, is all that remains of the last city defiers. Add the emissary's head to the collection and return it to the Thracians. That puts us at war with the Thracians, or let's not lose our head over this. I don't really want to go to war with them, but we're going to do that anyway. Because I don't really want to... It is only a tribe, so we should be okay. This would be a nice city to grab. There is some good stuff here. Don't want to go too far this way, especially now we potentially... Well, we are at war. Can I buy units from the Numidians? I think it's only Carthage that can do that. You can get friendly with them to a point where you can buy them, but I can't do that right now. But yeah, I think we do need to grab these 2 cities. I want to scout this area out just to see if there are any more Numidians hanging around down here. So that's where I'm going to head back with the scout right now. We can get a stone boost or a free worker. That is harsh. Because I want both. But I'm going to take the free worker. Because the free worker can build us quarries which will give us stone. So let's head down this way. Seeing a lot of volcanoes, so that's okay. We've got orders left over. So do we want to potentially tutor our child again? Might as well use the options while we can. We'll have a look what interactions we can perform with the wife as well. Might be able to get her stats up a little. So what do we get here? We can go for shrines, we can go for labour force, which would basically give us roads. Husbandry would give us pasture, which is not a bad call actually. We do need to get the food going. So I think we go for husbandry. We shouldn't have too many problems with tech, being as we are Babylon. So these will give us food. We're not running short of stone right now. So let's go ahead and get the rest of the... Let's get the crabs for the rest of the food. These should make some good quarry tiles, so I think we'll be okay. We've got our free worker over here. Now, we don't have husbandry yet. Now, again, it's suggesting a quarry, but it's a terrible one, so I don't know why it would make that suggestion. We could move over here and... How many turns are we away from the fisher? 4 years still. I mean, we could just get some straight up plain boring farms. Don't really want to march all the way over there to get a quarry. Let's move over there and get those other nets. Oh, we're short of wood now. And then this one can move over here and get the quarry when it's finished with this one. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, so let's keep coming this way with the scout. There's another landmark. Right, Thracians. Thracians are the ones we are at war with. I'm going to harvest, and I'm out of orders. I'm going to buy an order, and I'm just going to move you over there so that you're in the trees. Now you can't be seen. So there is a Thracian camp down here. So we do need to have some military units ready. We do have a military unit, but we only have the one. Definitely need to get some more. Our son is now old enough to be tutored by courtiers. So we can give +1 discipline or +1 courage to the princess. I think we'll go for the discipline still. And let's go for try philosophy on the prince this time around. So this worker is now finished. That's suggesting a quarry. Again, we do need quarries, but that's a terrible site for a quarry. But what else can we build? Let's build a quarry up there for now. We can always replace it later. Okay, we'll harvest the gems. We'll harvest the horses. And then we'll go and stand in the trees over here. And yeah, not really a lot left to do on that turn. King Nebuchadnezzar the Settler has tutored Princess Kashaya, improving her wisdom. Nice. The shoemaker, not permitted to enter the prominent city courts, Duke Marduk Nadin Ai and his friends spend their days in the surrounding market with an erudite shoemaker and his group of merchant philosophers, learning the skills of philosophy and debate. While many formal scholars refuse to recognise such teachings, Marduk seems to have been enriched by these experiences. So, not all education is found in the classroom. He can become witty, humble, righteous, or bold. Or we can scold him, which would give him +1 discipline. No, I think having him get one of those positive traits would be worthwhile. Let's come over here and grab the honey. And then let's move you back towards safety a little. So yeah, I will go to war with the Numidians. They do have some nice cities that I want. I also need to have a look out in this direction as well, so I should probably try and get another scout when time allows. You have finished working on whatever you were working on. Now, I do want a scout, and I want a settler. And I want a warrior, and I want a fisher. Let's get the warrior for now, because we are wholly short on military units. I should have a little look what's over there, but I don't think it's going to be all that important. So that's the end of the year. I'm going to call that the end of the video because we're at the 20-minute mark. I know we haven't got a huge amount accomplished in this particular video, but I think we are off to a good start. So thanks a lot for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do consider leaving a like and your comments below. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing for more Old World content. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.